So our next guest, hailing all the way from Canada, and also brings to the table vast creative expertise. Before his years working as a character, CFX, pipeline technical director in film, TV, and game cinematics, he graduated from the University of Victoria with a bachelor's degree in economics, believe it or not. And he also had some very formative experiences working in aerospace and defense, which is extremely interesting for someone in the gaming industry. Also private equity, tech startups, and marketing. Initially, he was, of course, happy to escape the corporate life and the corporate ladder to follow his passion for tech art, programming, and teaching. He eventually began to put all of the lessons and knowledge from these seemingly disparate experiences together to build what would become Shapeshifters Creative with the help of the friends he met along the way. So please welcome to the stage founding partner and president at Shapeshifters Creative, Nathan Jordan. Enjoy.
Hey, testing. Can everybody hear me? All right, great. So let's see if this works. Okay, here we go. Well, good evening, everybody. I hope you're all having a great time. I'd like to start off by thanking the Serbian Game Association. Relia, Isa, Chris, everybody. Thank you so much for letting us come out here and organizing this event. Thank you for inviting us to your beautiful city. This is actually the first time that I or the other Shapeshifters guy, David, way in the back. Hey, man. It's the first time that we've been to Europe. And so far, like, our experience in Serbia and Belgrade has been, like, super amazing. Highlights include the rakia, really good stuff. So much meat, like, oh my God. And a really cool mix of architecture and like a lot of cool history. So yeah, 10 out of 10 so far. Thank you very much. So with that, we'll get the intros out of the way. My hair was really short back then. My name is Nathan Jordan, and I'm the president and founding partner of Shapeshifters Creative, a Canadian studio specializing in real-time cinematics and digital humans in the Unreal Engine. Before Shapeshifters, I worked as a rigger, CFX artist, and pipeline TD, mostly in feature animation, TV, game trailers, cinematics in Canada. And that just happens to be how I met our other presenter, David Jang, again, in the back. As fate would have it, we met and became good friends many years ago while working beside each other on the rigging team at a Vancouver studio. The building was really old, like at least in Canadian terms, and was falling apart. There were only 4 bathrooms for almost 300 people, and one of those bathrooms was used to brew beer. I recall the beer being good and the bathroom lines being very bad. So hopefully you guys will have an experience like that. Even back then, David really stood out as an innovator who had all the smarts and work ethic to push the limits of what a rig was capable of. So when we started Shapeshifters, it was really a no-brainer for David to head up our like development and tech departments. I hope some of you have managed to attend his masterclass on production workflows with MetaHuman. I wish that I was there. I'm sure it was super informative. Yeah, like, he's a whiz. If you ever need help with any of that stuff, feel free to reach out to him or I anytime. David was a pioneer and early adopter of MetaHuman in high-end productions, and MetaHuman is now a key part of all of our productions. So given that, it was really awesome to meet Adam and the 3 Lateral dudes. They've totally revolutionized the way that digital humans work in this industry, and I just want to give them a shout out and keep feeding us more tech, basically. Okay, so, oh, this is missing a slide. Oh well. While David keeps our tech edge sharp. Sorry? Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, sorry. No, I'm missing a slide here. So while David keeps our tech edge sharp, our creative director, Han Yang, is really the heart behind our entire cinematic process. Han has been pushing the quality bar in this space for over half a decade now, and he's also just one of the most talented and hardworking people I've ever met. I had a picture of him, but it didn't show up, so just try to imagine him in your head. I wish you could be here today, but the wait time for new Canadian passports is like over a year now. I've got no idea why. They just want us to stay there and like freeze, I guess. So I'm going to play a show reel of Han's short films coming up. While you're watching this, just please keep in mind that while team members like David and some of our other guys helped out with like rigging, assets, and environments, like Han does an insane amount of the work himself, and he's really the visionary behind it all. Like from writing, creative, mocap, animation to final image, like he really is the guy. He's kind of like a Chinese Canadian Sava. Without further ado, let's play this. Thank you very much. I saw all the anticipation at the end. It was good. Awesome. I encourage all of you to check out Han's YouTube channel, Han Yang CG. There's way more shorts, behind-the-scenes content. You get to see Han do his own mocap, which is always hilarious. And you can also go to our site, shapeshifterscreative.com. I'll have like a splash at the end. You guys can check it out. With that being said, even with all the talent in the world, without the advancements in Unreal, it would be impossible for us to achieve the level of quality you just saw with the size of team that we have. So again, like the first film that Han did back in 2017, Lander, the dude with the dreads that was shooting the gun. Back then, you had to do most of your close-ups in V-Ray and then comp it into the UE renders. But now, like, we fast forward a few years, and we feel really confident doing like 100% of our renders all in UE, which saves us a lot of time. And if any of you know how much a nuke license costs, it saves us also a lot of money. At this point, I would just like to give another shout out to 3 Lateral, because they deserve it. Before MetaHuman, high-quality digital humans were really only achievable for like really big productions and super big firms like DD or DNEG. And basically, like, I was having this conversation with Adam like yesterday over like rakia and Serbian food. And he told me something that totally blew my mind. Apparently, before MetaHuman, there were only around like 50,000 digital humans that existed in like the entire world. And then now, like barely a year after MetaHuman has launched, there's been over 2 million, 2.5 million downloads and like creations from MetaHuman. So like it's such a game changer, I can't even express it properly. Because what they really did was democratize and open it up for like anybody to use this like amazing, groundbreaking tech. Moving on, real-time cloth with like chaos cloth and also UE's machine learning deformer is largely like replaced traditional CFX. I've got mixed feelings about that because I actually used to be a CFX artist. So seeing all of my work like getting completely obsolete was like definitely kind of cool and sad at the same time. There's definitely still a place for like offline sim to come into UE and for like those really art-directed shots. But using this combination, it's just another thing that like Unreal has totally knocked out of the park and like made so much easier and usable for the average person. Like you can really just let the real-time solvers and deformers handle most of the heavy lifting, which is fantastic. Lastly, like control rig, it allows us to animate more in UE and reduce like our dependence on Maya, which is awesome because as far as I'm concerned, the less Maya we all have in our lives, the better. Yes, I'm very bitter. Yes. So to better quantify how these improvements have like supercharged our workflow, I'd like to dive in a little bit deeper into the productions of these shorts. You can see a little bit of information here. You can always look into our website for more. Hello World was a showcase of our digital human development with MetaHuman and how you can use it in combination with like publicly available assets to make some super cool, like visually compelling content. Also, all of the facial animation was done in UE through streaming iPhone capture data, like straight into the engine, and then keyframing it in engine. And it was also 100% rendered in UE4. I totally forget the version. It might have been 2.6, but like whatever. So Lip Sync and Ember Descending were both done in UE5. And the goal of the former was to show off some complex character interactions along with some art-directed cloth and soft body deformations. And as you guys see, it just turned out that two women kissing was just a really compelling way of doing that. So Embers was a larger scale set piece, showing off more of that signature Hanyang style, plus some amazing environment work by Matthias Kurzels and music composition by Andrea Bellucci. We've been so talented and blessed to work with so many talented like artists and TDs. A special shout out to Artyom Gansior and his company OD Studios. They're an elite and experienced asset team comprised mostly of Russian and other Slavic artists. It was a really amazing experience to keep working with them. We would not have been able to raise our asset and digital human game to this level without them. So I'll leave their website kind of like in the last slide, and I really suggest you guys check them out because they're doing some crazy dope stuff. This is just kind of a little snippet of some more behind-the-scenes stuff. You can just see how Slava showed how UE is just such a game changer when it comes to iterations and interactive filmmaking. Again, for more behind-the-scenes stuff, definitely go to Han's YouTube channel or our website. A little bit of that nice traditional sim. Don't know what happened to that one. I promised that it had a really nice image. So we also have a very strong focus on using MetaHuman to push the fidelity. Oh, okay. Well, I guess there we go. The fidelity of digital humans and particularly celebrity likenesses in UE to the next level. Credit to our art director, Abhishek Joshi, for the amazing lighting and render R&D that really let us take these in-engine images to the next level. Many of our team members worked on celebrity likenesses and doubles in the past, but it was a pre-rendered concert project in Fortnite with the French pop star Aya Nakamura that really let us combine that with our MetaHuman process. So just like a little bit more into that, so the first step is always to get them into a scan studio, and like if you've ever worked with celebrities before, there's always some kind of like drama or a funny story attached to that. But when it came to Aya, she was actually amazing. She actually like gave birth a few days before this, and she just like came in, like did her job and like knocked it out of the park and looked amazing. So we'll get into the Luka Doncic project like in a little bit, but a little funny story about him is that like he was actually too tall for the scan studio to get in one shot, so they actually like made him kneel down to get the upper half of his body and then stand up, and then they like cut them in half and spliced them together. So he was definitely not very happy. Yeah, so like the next step after you get your neutrals is you basically want to take all of the expressions that are possible to get while the celebrity is there, because we've established that getting them there can often be an issue. So you want to get everything like smile, frown, pucker, key mouth shapes, etc. Like in this new day and age with all of the content, like people are used to seeing these celebrities like in so many different situations that you really have to up your game to make a believable digital double. Basically combining these shapes with MetaHuman really helps you sell that likeness. So if you guys are interested and you play Fortnite, like you can actually find in-game footage of players enjoying the concert like within Fortnite. It was 100% pre-rendered, so like don't think that a MetaHuman like that could actually run in Fortnite. But also just be careful, like there's this song that she does called Jaja, and it was stuck in my head for like a month after this project. So last but not least of our projects that we want to show you guys is our ongoing collaboration with NBA superstar Luka Doncic and his content team. It was a really exciting project for me personally because I'm like a big lifelong NBA fan, but also because it took the two biggest strengths that we had as a studio, mainly digital humans and then also rapid, high-quality cinematic content production, and mashed them together. So the public was first introduced to Luka's digital double, Luka AI, through the platform TikTok, very Gen Z, yeah, I know. Giving him a new way to interact with fans. So I'll just go ahead and play the reel. All right. I think that kind of broke the flow of slides, but at least you guys got to see that because that was the better part. Oh, no, there we go. Excellent. Maybe next time we'll do Jokic, right? I don't know what it is about you guys in the Balkans, but you really put like American white people to shame. But before I continue, just fun fact, basketball was actually invented in Canada. True fact. Okay, so unfortunately, we're pretty limited with the behind-the-scenes stuff we can tell you guys about this project. Like Epic is working on like an official like behind-the-scenes content revolving around this. So you guys can kind of like sit tight and wait for that to pop up. I'm sure it'll be really awesome. So basically, the process was very similar to Aya. It involved like scanning asset work, grooming, and also, like, pretty cool, some digital costuming collaborations with Jordan Brand. You guys should buy his shoes if you can. They're super comfortable. Yeah, so let's see. There's some more of him. One thing that I really wish that I could do is talk more about how we used AI to augment and enhance Luca in like all of that footage. But unfortunately, I'm also kind of behind the epic content wall here. So stay tuned, and I'm sure there's going to be something really cool to show you guys. So just to wrap up, I thought I would just go over a couple of things that our team is cooking. Again, there's always going to be more shorts. So yeah, like Han is definitely like cooking something up, and whether it comes like in a while because he's going to take a vacation for once in his life, or we're working on some commercial stuff, I'm sure it'll come soon. Like UE5 has really kind of upped the game again because it's like really opened our eyes to different things that are possible. One of the things could be like hot swappable like outfits and skins for cinematics that could really kind of like personalize cinematics for the viewer and also potentially have some metaverse applications if that stuff ever truly gets off the ground. And lastly, this isn't the best example, but I mentioned the machine learning deformer like briefly before. And like basically it's going to be a huge game changer when Unreal 5.1 comes out. And so we're really excited to kind of like play around with that, get some tests going, integrate it into our work. And I really hope that like that can be a masterclass for next year and that you guys will invite us again. And yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you very much. And yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thanks.